How's it going, everyone? Landon with LMR.com. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing Fox body power window regulators as well as showing you the detailed steps on how you replace one. This replacement window regulator from 50 Resto is built from premium materials that are both OE grade and designed to offer a long service life. It is a pre-assembled unit, which means everything is already put together and ready to install into the car. Now, as far as fitment is concerned, this regulator is a Fox body part, so it's going to have some minute differences and year breaks between the two current offerings. The difference is the distance between the frontward rivet mounting locations and the small support tab. One regulator will have a distance of 2 inches, and the other regulator will have a distance of 2 7/16 inches. Other than the distance of the frontward holes and the support tab, the regulators are the exact same. Now, instead of providing an exact year breakdown, I would simply recommend removing your door panel and measuring the center to center distance between the frontward rivets. Other parts I would strongly consider when you replace the window regulator are the window guide bushings and the window run channels, as those parts will be easy to access while replacing the window regulator. Before you consider replacing the window regulator, I would advise that you have above average mechanical ability. If this is something you are in question of or you possibly have some doubt, be sure and reach out to a trustworthy shop in your area, that way they can replace your regulator. Also note that if you're replacing this in a convertible car, you will have to drill out additional rivets that retain the door support plate. This job will require the use of some specialty tools and assistance from a friend to make life just a little bit easier. While this video may show how effortless replacing a window regulator is, trust me on this one, there was a few moments I wanted to toss a tool across the room. For this install, I'm going to be starting with the door panel already removed from the car. Removing a door panel from a Fox body is very easy to do, and if you would like to see more detail on how this is done, be sure and check out our video. So with the door panel out of the way, carefully roll back the moisture barrier, if it's still there, to expose the window motor. If your car is equipped with a door speaker, loosen the retaining hardware and then bring the speaker towards you. Disconnect the electrical connection and set this aside. Dislodge the harness clip and disconnect the power mirror electrical connection if equipped. Loosen and remove the upper 7/16 nut, securing the guide rod to the door frame. The lower 7/16 retaining nut is located underneath the door frame. Loosen and remove this nut as well. Reconnect the window switch and lower the door glass. Ensure that it doesn't bottom out on the rubber bump stop. If it does, bring it back up just a touch. Wedge something that won't inflict damage in between the door frame and door glass. Pry the door frame away from the door glass and carefully remove the guide rod. The guide rod does have some sharp areas, so be super careful not to make contact with the glass, as it will scratch either the glass and or window tint. Locate the two 7/16 bolts that retain the metal window run channel bracket to the door frame. Loosen and remove both bolts. From behind the window regulator, pry the rubber weather strip out of the bracket and position the bracket away from the regulator. Bring the door glass up until the regulator arm is as close to parallel with the door frame. Support the glass with dedicated holders or have a friend hold it in place while you remove the regulator. Carefully drill out all 4 of the rivets with a 3/16 drill bit. There will be a small metal tab at the front of the regulator. Maneuver the regulator so that this tab is removed from the door frame. At this time, you can bring the regulator toward the rear of the door so that the arm roller can be removed from the guide. Now you can remove the existing window regulator from the door. Take this time to vacuum up any rivets or debris that may be inside of the door frame. Bring the door glass down so that you can easily clean the arm roller guide. Wipe away any old grease. If you're replacing the guide bushings, which I strongly recommend doing, simply pop each bushing out from underneath the bracket. Of course, wipe away any old grease. Pop in 2 new guide bushings. Apply fresh all-purpose grease to the arm roller guide and the inside area of the new guide bushings. Before installing the new regulator, apply grease to the arm roller bushing and bring the window up so that you have some room to install the new regulator. Now you can carefully position the new regulator into the door. Slide the arm roller into the arm roller guide. Bring the regulator all the way forward and position the tab into the door frame. This will hold the regulator in place. Plug in the new window motor and remove the door glass support. Ensure that the new regulator and motor function as they should. Before installing the 4 rivets, make sure the run channel bracket is not pinched or in a bind with the new regulator. Align the mounting holes in the regulator bracket with the holes in the door frame and install 4 new rivets. Feed the wire on the new motor through the same opening as the factory wire. Roll the window down just before the bump stop makes contact with the door frame. Wipe away any old grease from the guide rod and then thoroughly clean it with brake clean. Inspect the rod and then lightly scuff the surface. Wipe it again with brake clean and apply fresh grease. Carefully pry open the door frame and reposition the guide rod. Ensure that it passes through both guide bushings and that both studs pass through their respective locations in the door frame. Reinstall both nuts and do your best to realign the washers on these nuts with the existing marks on the door frame. Roll the window up to expose the run channel bracket. Reposition the run channel bracket and reinstall the run channel weather strip into the bracket. Reinstall the upper and lower bolts and loosely tighten. Again, try your best to align these bolts with the existing marks on the door frame. Go ahead and reconnect the window motor electrical connections for the last time. Reconnect the power mirror connection if equipped. Before you reinstall your door panel, roll the window up and down several times and make sure that the door glass does not come in contact with any component inside of the door. Once you have verified that is good to go, then you can reinstall the door speaker, the door panel, and the rest of the interior components that are located on the door. If you're needing to replace the window regulator on the other side, you'll repeat these exact same steps. After that, you're good to go. Wrapping things up here, guys, this replacement window regulator went right into place and functions as good, if not better, than the factory regulator. Everything realigned correctly, and since I took the time to replace the window guide bushings, clean and apply fresh grease to key areas, the window rolls up and down without any issues. Now, the one call out I would like to make is that I did not use the rivets that are actually included with the regulator. Instead, I went with our rivet kit that is sold separately, as they are a little bit better quality. Again, this replacement regulator is going to be for the Fox owner out there who is obviously needing to replace a damaged regulator, or for the one out there who is currently restoring their car and is wanting new components. Of course, for the most current product information, pricing, and availability on these window regulators, be sure and check out lmr.com. To see more how-to and review videos covering industry-leading products, be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, and don't forget to turn on notifications. While you're at it, check out our other videos, and of course, for all things 1979 to present Mustang and SVT Lightning, keep it right here with the real enthusiasts, lmr.com.